And just like that, the story is over for Cody Rhodes because Dwayne The Rock Johnston came back on Raw. And where does this leave Cody Rhodes? This leaves Cody Rhodes absolutely in the mud. The story is incomplete. The Rock came in and he closed the book. So what's next for Cody Rhodes? Well, let's talk about it. I mean, The Rock talking about he wants to be the head of the table. That tells me that they're probably going to do The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Because, you know, they're not going to waste this match on the Rumble. We already know who's facing Reigns at the Rumble, don't we? I believe it's AJ. No, it's going to be Orton. I don't think the match hasn't happened yet, hasn't it? Not, but it will be Orton. They're not going to waste The Rock at Elimination Chamber, right? It would only be Mania. And, you know, Roman Reigns' title reign against The Rock, it's only going to be WrestleMania. And for all the marks out there that are going to cry and complain about, oh, well, Cody's full time, he needs to finish the story, The Rock's 52, 51, he's already had his stories. Let me tell you a story, right? The Rock's The Rock, Cody Rhodes is Cody Rhodes. He's the grandson of a plumber and he's a bum. Compared to Cody Rhodes, he's a nobody. He's a nobody. It's that simple. And in terms of money and all that good stuff, right, let's not pretend for 3 seconds that the Rock versus Roman Reigns is the better match. Of course it is. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes have had their time. They've had their match, right? And you know what? If someone wants to argue that Cody Rhodes should have beat Roman Reigns last year, absolutely. I think at the time he should have. I think they should have pulled the trigger and I think that should have happened. But here, that didn't happen, right? Why would you want to see... There's only a few matches in the history of WrestleMania for me that warrant being back-to-back, right? We've seen Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker do it, back-to-back Manias. We've seen The Rock and Cena do it at back-to-back Manias. You know, there will be a few more examples, of course, but at the end of the day, great matches that are warranted. This Cody Rhodes finishing the story. He can finish the story somewhere else, man. The story doesn't have to be finished at Mania. This Rock deal is, you know, it is once in a lifetime because he's 52. It's not going to, you know, he can't be wrestling much longer. And with his movie schedule, you know, with Reigns' title, this is a fucking mega match. I don't need to sit here and explain on Fog Wrestling how big of a match. This would be the biggest match. This would be the biggest match since Punk, since Cena, Rock. Easily. I mean, you've got the title reign on the line and you've got The Rock who, you know, year upon year, he just gets bigger worldwide. He really does. It is that simple. And, you know, it's kind of ironic how CM Punk's come back and that any chance of him getting the Mania main event is completely hoovered again by Dwayne The Rock Johnson. But I tell you what, man, AEW, they must be greeting. You know, they had go, oh, look, we did a wee devil reveal. Oh, look at Adam Cole's buddies of vanilla midgets and WWE on day one just whip out The Rock and he's like, some people think The Rock should be sitting at the head of the table. Fucking pop. Loudest pop in wrestling history right there when The Rock said that because everybody knew how good it could potentially be. And how good will it be? We'll have to wait out, guys. WrestleMania night 2. But for me, Cody Rhodes' story's done. Cody Rhodes will not be facing Roman Reigns, and rightfully so. It can only be The Rock. It should only be The Rock. I mean, if they wanted to do CM Punk, then fair enough. But I just don't think afterwards, I can see them letting Punk beat Rollins, absolutely. But for Punk to be the one to dethrone Reigns after all the history, nah, it's going to be someone else in here. I'm not even necessarily sure The Rock would beat. I don't think The Rock. I think The Rock should beat Roman Reigns, but I could understand complaints if The Rock did beat Reigns. And then, like, there's other people who didn't. But then it's the Rock. Fuck it, man. It's Dwayne. I'm not going to complain.